welcome back to our channel. My name is Sarah if you're new here, and this is my husband back here solo. And today we are meal prepping 6 dinners.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. This year we started meal prepping at the beginning of the year. It is now almost April, and we are loving it. I'm loving it. Are you loving it, Solo?
I'm not loving the meal prepping that much.
It's not that
I'm loving the results of it.
He actually hasn't been a part of all of them, but it only takes us a couple hours, so we haven't been consistent on the day of the week that we do it, but we try to just pick a day where we need dinner anyway and take an hour or 2 and just knock out a bunch of meals at once. It has made our weeks so much easier and dinner time a lot less stressful. We try to eat dinner together as much as we can, and this just makes it happen even more. So today we're, like I said, we've got about 6 in the lineup, and we're gonna see if we can make it happen. With 2 adults here and children napping, it should happen. Here's the plan in my chicken scratching. We're gonna do fish curry, stuffed peppers, Thai chicken, a roast with roasted vegetables, ndengu, which is a Kenyan dish that's vegetarian, and we're gonna try to make a couple kinds of lasagna. We have lasagna noodles, and then we also have some fresh spinach that we need to use up, so we're gonna make one that's very low carb, and then maybe 2 of them that are regular. If you are new around here, you may not know, but we have 10 children. They all live at home. Their ages 4 months to 16 years old. 3 teenagers in there, 3 toddler slash babies in there, and 4 middles. So we got a lot of eaters. There's always a couple of them going through a growth spurt. So we make a lot of food. So you're making some rice here?
No, this is ndengu.
Oh.
I'll do rice up. Yeah, it's all.
So this is just an extra bag?
Yeah, I was trying to think whether I should make 2 or not, and I decided to just do 1.
He has these mung beans in the pressure cooker for, what did you put it on?
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
But I think I might end it a little bit early.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna use this bag of flounder and this crock pot, and I'm gonna make up a fish curry. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but with my clean hands, I'll show you that I unloaded that whole bag of fish. It was a huge bag into here. So all those pieces of flounder, and then I put all these frozen vegetables on top. If I had a bigger crock pot, I would put more in there. I'm not even sure. Do they make bigger crock pots than this? They're probably called roasters, maybe. I don't know. I should look into that one day. But then I put 2 of these bags in here, like 2 of the small bags on top, and now I'm gonna make a sauce to go over it. I've made this meal many times with different meats, different vegetables. I've done it a lot with chicken or different vegetables on top. And here's the sauce that I use every time. I do a large can of crushed tomatoes. This is 28 ounces. So you could do 2 small cans as well, or half the recipe, your normal size family. And then 2 cans of coconut milk. I'm gonna need a spoon for this. It would be easy to half by just doing 1 can of this and a small can of crushed tomatoes. I also have done diced tomatoes in the past. It's just that I have a couple kids who would be more likely to pick out the diced tomatoes, and crushed tomatoes avoids that. Okay, next Solo's making some white rice, and he just dumped a bunch of curry powder on there in the pressure cooker. And I'm gonna take this curry powder and do 2 tablespoons in this. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 2, depends on how much curry we want to taste. Next, I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt, and I think last time I did this much, I needed more salt, so I'm going to add another ½ teaspoon, and I might need another ½ teaspoon in the end. That noise is him putting a lid on that thing. I'm going to mix that all together and pour it over my fish and vegetables. That's that for this meal. We will cook it on high for 4 or 5 hours the day we're gonna eat it, or on low for 8 hours. And then shred up the fish, which is really easy. The fish shreds, since they're so thin, it shreds just by stirring it. Chicken though, I would shred that up after it's done. And it's a really easy meal we eat with rice. I like to eat it low carb, so I just eat it plain by itself or eat it with some cauliflower rice or mashed cauliflower or something like that. Probably just like a stew. I'm getting some water boiling for my stuffed peppers. I have never made stuffed peppers myself. My mom used to make them all the time though, and it just sounded good to me. So I'm going to trusty Betty Crocker here for my recipe. First of all, I'm doubling her recipe, Betty's recipe, and then I'm gonna replace the rice with some cauliflower rice for 2 of my peppers. I'm making 12. Then there'll be some low carb ones. In our stores, fresh produce was so readily available, and we also have spring fever, so we got so much fresh produce and we've been eating it up. Nothing is going bad around here. It's been really good. It looks like Solo put curry on the potatoes too. I don't know, I'm gonna ask him when he gets back here. What's on your potatoes, your red potatoes?
There's nothing in it.
It's a little curry just for fun.
Just I'm trying to experiment some things.
Okay.
Playing around.
Are these going in your roast that you're making?
The roast.
Okay. I am cutting the tops off of my peppers and I'm gonna scoop all that out. That's just recycling, ignore that. Aren't they pretty? I remember really not liking this meal as a kid. I think my kids will like it though. They're a little less picky than I was. I have not scooped out the middles yet. But if they choose to just scoop out the filling and eat it, I will save the peppers and eat them myself for lunches throughout the week. So I won't mind if that happens around here. But I think most of them will actually like it. Okay, I'm not browning meat because Solo's doing his instead. His ndengu. My water here is working its way up. Those are ready. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do while I'm waiting for him in the stove. I put this thing on to boil water faster. These things are so nice when you want boiled water quickly. It boils really fast, and then for us, like when the kids want hot chocolate, we lay out all the mugs, put the mix in it, and then just boil this and pour it in all of them really fast. My family and Solo's family in Kenya all use them too, and it helps like if you're wanting hot, when you don't have hot water coming out of your sink, you boil some water quick, and it's a great way to wash your dishes fast, or for whatever, you know. So you just having to turn on the stove.
And we had hot water coming out of the sink for making quick chai.
Not everybody has hot water coming out of their sink.
But I use them too.
Yeah, for making quick tea. Yep. Anyway, I'll link that down below. If you don't have one, they are life-changing if you get in the habit of using it, remembering that you have it. Mine is actually really old. It was my grandma's, and she gave it to me when she didn't need it anymore. And it has seen a lot of use. Today is our day off. We don't normally spend our day off cooking. It's loud in here. But it's gonna pay off, I think. And we're spending time together. It's like cooking day date.
Yeah.
During quarantine when you can't go anywhere.
Should go on a date.
We didn't even need a babysitter. Big kids are playing outside. Little kids are napping. Hey, look it guys, this is a problem that happens here a lot. Our dishwasher is full and running, and yet there are dishes to be done.
That's when you're home and walk.
I can see why some people have 2 dishwashers. We would definitely use 2 dishwashers. Yeah. But I can't imagine us doing it. Maybe. Sometimes we just wash the leftover by hand.
Yeah.
Boy, that cilantro looks good.
Nice and fresh.
Boiling the peppers. Oh, Solo, I forgot to show them what you did here. You browned some onion, or cooked some onion.
Yep. And I did a can of tomato and a can of diced tomato and a can of Rotel tomatoes.
Okay.
Crushed
Rotel has some pepper in it.
Crushed garlic.
Use this little thing.
And then I cooked that up real good. And then I added the dengu. And now,
so once the onions were soft.
once the onions and the tomatoes are soft,
okay.
then you stir it up to top it off now.
You let it boil a little with the beans. And you kept the juice in the beans? The water in the beans?
Yeah, and I didn't have that much water in the beans, so, but it's done.
That one's so fast and easy.
Yep.
If you want to see it step by step, I'll link another video we did making that below. These are just supposed to cook up for about 5 minutes to soften them. Maybe I should put the lid on. Yep. Here's the rice. This is not like the normal rice we use, but it works good. And he made it curry rice, so it's kind of yellow. I'm going to take some of this rice for my stuffed peppers. Now I'm going to brown a couple pounds of ground beef with some onion, chopped up onion. I'm just giving the onions a little bit of a head start here. In the meantime, it's been 5 minutes on these, so I'm gonna drain the water out. Solo's adding some garlic to it for me. Thanks for crushing that up. Old school style.
Yep. I turned this off.
Smells good in here. Smells like a restaurant.
Smells like an Asian restaurant.
All that curry we used. Noelle just walked through the kitchen and said, ew, it smells. She doesn't know what's good, right?
Yep.
What's with the big knife?
I'm not thinking, why did I clean this? What do I need it for?
You can cut the chicken for me.
I don't know, you have to pay me for that.
Okay, put the knife down. Okay, we just added 2 teaspoons of salt.
My hands are wet.
And now we're gonna put in the rice. I did not have cauliflower rice, so I'm thinking for my low carb ones, I might add this fresh spinach to it. I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna try it, I guess.
That's not a lot of rice anyway. So.
It just calls for 1 cup for 1 pound, and we're doing 2 pounds, so
yeah,
it's 2 cups.
Okay.
Because yeah, all that has to fit in the peppers. So it's, yeah, it'll be good. I could just do meat with them too, I guess, for me, but I'm gonna try it with spinach. Okay, I pulled my beef out, or the extra that's gonna be low carb, and putting the rice in. I put the tomato sauce in now, and I just did see a little of that can and a full of that can, just because I'm saving some for the other one I'm making, and save some to pour on top of them. And I also just remembered while I was doing it that you're not supposed to cook tomatoes in cast iron. So if I remembered why, I would remember if it's okay to cook tomato sauce. Oh well. Don't these look beautiful? I'm cooking the spinach down to mix in with that meat for these last 2. And then we'll bake this at 350 for about 45 minutes, and then throw cheese on top of it when we serve it. We'll also pour the remaining sauce on here before we're done. There it is. The low carb ones look great. I'm gonna pour this stuff on while filming. What? Takes talent. Not really. Are there 12 here? I think so, yeah. So that means about 1 per person for our family. That's probably not enough for most of them, so I've been making a lot of homemade bread, so that night I'll just make sure I have a fresh loaf. Who doesn't like a fresh piece of bread, or 2 or 3 with some butter on it? So that'll be good to fill up the ones who need it. And we have a lot of salad stuff, so that'll be a good side for that meal. We'll see if I ever do it again. Solo likes it. He tried the mixture and said that's a meal in itself, so I think it'll be a hit. I think Solo already put in the roast. I was gonna show that process, so we do have a lot of roast in our freezer. Maybe next time I'll show what he did, because he snuck it in while I was busy stuffing peppers over here. And I think that's what we're gonna eat tonight. So I'm gonna make some roasted vegetables to go along with that, and then I gotta work on the chicken dish. We have already scrapped the idea of making lasagna. It just sounds like too much work at this point. We're an hour and a half in. So we're using the ground beef that we thawed to make tacos. Tacos is one of our go-to when things are just, it's too much and you need an easy meal. Tacos are spaghetti, basically. So I really wanna know if you can leave a comment down below. Tell me what your go-to meal is. It's super easy. I forgot we do have another go-to meal that we make a lot. It's sukuma wiki, which is kale and spinach mixture. We often do it just with frozen stuff, so we almost always have it. And we do it with meat or without, and it is so fast and easy. So that's another one we do when we have very little time or we're too tired to mess with much. I just remembered that I do have cauliflower rice. I could have made that with cauliflower rice. I bought it at Sam's Club in a big bag instead of the small bags I normally buy at Walmart, and so I was just looking for the wrong thing. Oh well, I made up a new spinach thing, and I'm sure that'll be good too. It was good. I took a bite. Next up, I am going to roast some vegetables. These are actually frozen vegetables, but it works just fine. My kids really like it this way, cooked in the oven. And so I have frozen broccoli, just poured some olive oil on it. I'm gonna throw a bunch of salt on it and roast it at 425 in there for, I don't know, like 18, 20 minutes. I'll keep an eye on it. When it gets a little brown and crunchy is how they like it the best. So I'll stir that olive oil around and then put the salt on. For the green beans, I actually did seasoned salt, which I had not stirred in yet. And I used avocado oil because that olive oil was gone. I usually do coconut oil, but I just am not taking the time to melt that so it's pourable because it's in hard form right now. It's cold enough here. I'll do one more thing a little different on the green beans too. So I'm adding nutritional yeast flakes on top. The kids pretend like they're French fries. They're good. So I told you I'll cook it for about 18 minutes or so. Sometimes I stir it up halfway through, sometimes I don't. This one I might want to because it's more on top of each other, but these are laid out real well. So I may not have planned super well because I just realized we're making our third curry dish. What did you use curry for?
No, just for the rice and just for the rice.
Oh, maybe not then. So we have fish curry. There's a little curry in our rice. That's no big deal. And then I'm making chicken curry. So we'll just separate it by a few days. It's a good problem if you love curry.
You could have curry every day. There's nothing wrong with that. It's legal.
I like to switch things up. Could you eat curry every day?
Yeah, 5 days in a row. Yeah.
I could probably eat it. I could easily eat it
curry,
2 days a week.
Curry just makes all things good.
That's true, but I would get sick. We don't have that many curry recipes that we do. He throws curry in everything, but I don't have that many curry recipes. I'd like to try some new ones if I was going to eat it that often. I'm making up my spice mix that's going in the chicken and onion that he is chopping. We're gonna fry that up quick and then throw some cans in. And then the chicken curry is done. I've made this one for you guys before. I will link it. I'll link the video that we made it and told you everything if I can figure out which one it is. I think I know. I do hear from you guys a lot that you've tried it and you like it and you eat it over and over. It's super simple and I can see why you like it. It's a good one. In fact, it might be the most, of the recipes I've introduced, not Solo, it might be the most loved. Solo, the people love your recipes more than mine.
I don't have any recipes, I just try it.
I love his recipes more than mine too, but I don't like it when I make his recipes. After this fries up, it's all my spices mixed with chicken and onion. After it fries up, then we'll throw in 2 more cans of coconut milk. So obviously I use coconut milk when I do curry. And then 2 cans of petite diced tomatoes and some red curry paste. Let it simmer a little, it's done, we'll eat it on rice. Here's the vegetables cooked. So I did these longer, about 35 minutes, and I think, no, not 35, 25. And I think this I did around 20. I lost track. See how it's a little brown? That's how my kids like it. And this probably could be a little more brown. If they're a little more cooked, a little more shriveled up, they'll eat them even better. They like them that way. I don't know why. So I'm gonna put them back in. We haven't involved our kids today. We've been doing it alone. But Tori just walked through and we're laying out the food to show you everything at once, and Tori walked in and goes, wow, looks like we're having a pretty big dinner today, and then she walked right back out the back door. Yeah, like 6 meals. All right, I did end up giving them about 8 more minutes, and I think they're good now. She is into jazz right now. Watch out! Okay, it's done. I'm gonna pull out this roast and show you what we did. Hi! Here is the final result. Doesn't it look beautiful? Any work done ahead of time is beautiful. Right, Desi? Right? Okay, over here we have ndengu, that vegetarian green grams, mung beans, whatever you call it, made a Kenyan style. There's a lot of it in there. We'll eat it with rice. Then we have the fish curry that we will also eat with rice. I will be making a big pot of brown rice in the pressure cooker tomorrow because we're eating a lot of rice this week and we don't have enough of it. That one we will cook the day we are eating it. That one's already cooked. This is it's probably hard to see. Luka, do you want to grab a spoon and stir that up a little? That is the Thai chicken curry, and that also we normally eat on rice, although we could eat it on noodles. Luka will stir it up here so you can see what it really looks like.
Yeah.
Yuck! You love that stuff.
It's the only thing on top.
Then there's stuffed peppers that we will eat, like I said, with homemade bread and salad probably. Then we have the roast that came out of the pressure cooker with the potatoes. They're real soft. And we're gonna eat those with these roasted vegetables tonight. Guys, keep in mind, I told you I have 10 children, so you'll hear some of that now. They're all inside ready for dinner. We're gonna eat that tonight just because it's a little better fresh, especially the vegetables. And then over here, we cooked up 4 pounds of ground beef. I think we're going to divide that into 2 meals. We'll take some of that brown rice that we're making and add it to that half of the ground beef for tacos. It already is seasoned with taco seasoning. And then we will do something else with the other half, like make it up with some spinach and kale or whatever. It'll be great with the taco seasoning anyway. Maybe we'll try something new. If we have 2 meals out of that, it makes 6 meals. Maybe we'll have some leftovers, so that would be a full week worth of eating that is mostly done right now, which is awesome. My hope in making these meal prep videos is A, gets my meals done for the week. Oh, you got water? Good. B, I'm hoping it gives you some inspiration for some meals that we like to eat. You guys are always asking what we eat. C is that I hope it gives you some inspiration to cook something ahead. If you're making dinner and you have a little extra time, maybe you can make 2 meals. Obviously, we could have planned better to make similar meals so it's easier, but you know, we saved some time pulling out the curry because we had curry over and over. Solo, thanks for your help today.
Hey, for your help. I eat at this house too.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks for your help too.
Yeah, you're welcome, you're welcome. All right, guys, thanks for watching today, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.